Hey everyone, this is Carlo. Welcome to an all new episode of Projectize. We are still doing Project Summer today. So, as you know, I'm doing baselines. This is the third installment of baselines, which are the measurement for your project. So, the past two episodes, I did the scope baseline and the schedule. Today, I'm doing the cost baseline and how the cost baseline can help and benefit you. So, as always, I am going to use travel or vacation because it's the summer. And for those who are new, welcome. I am your hostess. I am a certified project management professional with over 12 years problem solving experience in project management, big data, and IT service management. And you can get in touch with me at carlarjenkins.com/work. And, if you want to work with me. So I'm doing cost schedule and cost baseline because I want you to have a better understanding of project costs, how to evaluate and manage costs to help you. The mantra of Project Summer is to learn project management the easy way for easy wins and an easier life. So, as always, I'm going to make sure that hey, I'm doing, um, I'm doing the I'm going to do the definition, the formal definition for project management body knowledge, because one of the ways of learning project management, the easy way, is making sure you learn it the right way. So the project management body of knowledge, which I call PMBOK, is abbreviation of the cost baseline, is the approved version of the time phase project budget that includes contingency reserves but excludes management reserves. So contingency reserves are the reserves that you use as a project manager. The management reserve is what management use, which is outside of your control. So cost baseline is very important. It's a specific part. It's called the reserve. So if you worked in business, you have stuff called, petty cash or some type of backup savings. Another thing of contingency, another word for contingency is backup. So you as a project management, you may have unknown unknowns. So something that just happened that you didn't plan for and it costs money. You evaluate it, you decide to pay for it, and that's where you get the cost baseline from. So there's two reserves in project management. You have the contingency reserve, which you control as a project manager, and then you have the management reserve, which is controlled by management, and the baseline can only be approved through the change control board. So as I mentioned, this is Project Summer, and I'm going to be discussing it using travel and vacation. So for instance, you have a cost baseline. You essentially want to allocate, say, $100 to souvenirs, but there's something that you like. Say you go to an amusement park and you win the bear and you saw other t-shirts that you want to buy and they're like, $20 a piece. Well, obviously that's an additional $40. Well, before you even went on the trip, you said, okay, I'm gonna allocate another $50 towards this just in case, and you would be going over. So essentially, instead of $100, you would be spending $140. So you would buy it because you have the money. Another reason why contingency reserves work is because plans rarely go according to plan, which is why you have them as a project management. The same with vacations. You can have a budget, but you always have some type of buffer or wiggle room to make sure that you can have some money just in case. And that's what the cost baseline and the contingency reserve specifically is. It's the buffer to make sure that you can protect yourself just in case you want something or something happens. Or, say, for instance, I had a situation where I was on business travel and something happened at the hotel. Hey, mommy. Um, Something happened at the hotel and I had to stay an extra night over, but because I had business savings and trip insurance, it was a way of me making sure that I was covered, so I stayed another day. But that's very important. And also, since I brought up trip insurance can be purchased, but it can also be seen as a form of a reserve because you're doing something like an insurance base. You're mitigating or transferring the risk to someone else, but it's still money out of your pocket that you're using to protect yourself. So, since I have some new people in the room, I'm going to go back over what I'm talking about. This is Project Summer. I'm doing a Project Summer management series to help people better understand project management. The goal of Project Summer is to learn project management the easy way for easy wins and an easier life. So I'm doing baselines, and today is the cost baseline, and I'm going to give you the definition of it. So the definition is the cost baseline is the approved version of the time phase project budget that includes contingency reserves but excludes management reserves. And as I said, the contingency reserve is the reserve that you use as a project manager, and the management reserves is excluded because management controls it. So for the cost baseline, it is the baseline of what your project is going to be about, and you opt for the reserve. It's another way of saying buffer and backup plan to make sure you have the money. So the example I used was that you were going on vacation, going on a trip, you allocated $100 towards souvenirs. You saw something at an amusement park, you saw two new t-shirts for $20 a piece. You allocated an extra $50 in your contingency reserve and you were able to purchase them. Another example I used was trip insurance, given my example of business travel and how I had additional money so I can dip into that. But as I mentioned, the only way to change the cost baseline is through the change control board. So that's this episode of Projectiles. I would like to thank everyone. Muhammad is the one, Boxing and Barbecue, and Laura's Real for coming on my broadcast. I greatly appreciate all of you. You could follow me at Carl R. Jenkins as my universal social media handle. Also, look up the hashtag Project Summer for all of the previous episodes. So I would like to thank everyone for taking out the time to watch the live as well as the replay. I'll see everyone.